guys, it's Ida and welcome back to another video. If you're new here, please subscribe. I post as much as I possibly can. And make sure you turn on the notification bell so you can be notified every time that I do post. In today's video, I'm going to show you guys how to do your own hair, how to cane row. Yes, I said cane row because I'm from London and most of us tend to say cane row, so I'm sorry, but I'm going to be referring to them as cane rows. So I'm going to teach you how to do this to your own hair. I also want to let you guys know that I'm going to be doing a 3-part how to cane row / cornrow your own hair series. This is part 1 of the series where we're talking about how to cane row this section of your hair, because personally I learned on this part and I find it the easiest. Then in part 2 we're going to be talking about how to do it from one side to the other, how to do it this way, all that kind of stuff. And in part 3 we're going to be talking about the back of your head, how to cane row the back down and even how to cane row it up. So make sure you're subscribed and your notification bells are turned on so you know when I post part 2 and part 3. In terms of what I'm using, I have this wide tooth comb to just detangle my hair and make sure it's all good. I'm also using this rat tail comb just to make sure that my parts are nice and neat. Sometimes I use this end, but most times I just use this. It's a bit dirty, don't watch that. To separate my hair, I'm going to be just using hair bands. So the first part you want to do is your partings. I like to use the rat tail comb. So I'm going to just do a parting here. Try to make it as neat as possible. I think that is a very good tip when you're starting, to make sure your partings are neat. And then I'm going to go across here. And then using the end of my rat tail comb, going back down. Then smoothing out any sections that need smoothing. And then tie this part. Alright, so I'm right-handed, and I know when you look in the camera, you can see that this doesn't look like my right hand when you guys are looking at it. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna flip it so that it looks as though you're looking into the mirror and like your reflection is me. We're going to get this plaiting technique down because that's the most important part for this whole cornrow process. So I'm going to section off a pretty small section of hair, and then just so that we can get the plaiting technique down, I'm going to use the comb just to pin this back for now, right? Okay, so we're going to separate this into 3 sections. I would show you, just a 1, 2, 3, but hopefully you guys know how to plait anyway, so you're pretty used to plaiting, even though this may be a different technique. So what I'm going to do is, keeping my hand pretty close to my scalp, is I'm going to get section 1. And then using my middle finger, I'm going to go in between, from the back side, from the back of it, in between the other one to separate that in half. Okay, now I'm going to grab the last section, the one closest to the left, with my middle finger. I'm going to grab that over, and now this middle section is just hanging, it's just dangling. My left hand is free. So with my thumb and my index finger on my left hand, I'm going to grab that middle section close to my scalp and use my middle finger to now grab the one that is being held by my index finger and my thumb on my right hand. So I'm grabbing that over. Now I can let go with my right hand because that's free. Now we have this piece dangling. With this dangling piece, which now kind of becomes the middle piece, we're going to go and grab with my middle finger the one that the index finger and thumb is holding with my left hand. So the way this works is your middle finger is always grabbing the one that your index finger and thumb of the opposite hand is holding, okay? This is what you have to just keep remembering. And you're just gonna keep doing it. Middle finger, index finger and thumb, which tends to be the one in the middle, and grab that. Middle finger, index finger and thumb, grab that one. Okay, so let's start that again so we can get a hang of it better. And again, so we're grabbing this one section, we have one section. Our middle finger is going behind the hair to separate it in half. And now it's grabbing the one that is closest to the left. So now, right now what's happening, my left hand is free. My right hand has the middle finger is holding the one that was closest to the end on the left side. My index finger and my thumb are holding the one that was closest to the right. Okay, so now I'm getting my left hand involved again. With my middle finger, I'm going to go and grab the one that's being held by my index finger and thumb on my right hand. So there, grab that over, bring it over to me. So now I can let go on my right hand. So with my right hand again, grabbing the one that is free. With my middle finger, going to grab the one that's being held by my index finger and thumb. And then with my left hand, I can now let go. Now there's one dangling. I'm gonna grab that with my left hand. Go, my middle finger again, it's going to grab the one, which is technically is always in the middle, I guess. So it's gonna grab the one that's being held by my index finger and thumb on my right hand. Once I grab it, I can let go. Yeah? So one hand is always holding on to some hair, 2 strands of hair at a time, and there's always 1 strand of hair hanging loose. I say this because it's the easiest way for me to do it. Now this hand is free, I can chill because it hurts if you're doing your own hair. I'm leaning this hand against the wall, okay? So I need to just be able to relax at a time. So, and again, this free piece, we're grabbing that, always close to the base of the plait. With my middle finger, again, it's going to get the one that is being held by, sorry, my index finger and my thumb. And then I can let go. Get that piece again, index finger and thumb's piece is gonna get grabbed by my middle. And then, again, middle finger, grab the index finger and thumb, let go. You don't have to keep letting go, but if you don't, then your fingers start doing all kind of craziness and it's just not, this gets very complicated very quickly. So I say let go because it means that I don't have to, I honestly couldn't even tell you what my fingers are doing in between. Once you start getting used to it, your fingers will grab what's left and you can just flow with it, like a dance with your fingers. But if you're doing it the way that I'm showing you, where you're just letting go and then letting go. So one hand is always holding 2 strands at a time, then you let go the other. And that way you can get the technique down and eventually you can build your own flow with it. And boom. So that's the basis of your cornrow or your cane row. And we're gonna start again, but this time grabbing hair as we go along. The amount of hair that you're grabbing is not a lot. Please keep that in mind. You're not trying to bring a whole chunk with you, okay? And you're always using your middle finger. The more you practice and the more you get to understand what's happening and you're getting more used to it, you can start using your thumb to help bring it in and all these other fingers. But right now the basis is you're always using these 2 to pinch and this one to grab. All right, so now you've got the plait down, hopefully. If you haven't got the plait down, don't move on to the next step, you know. But once you get the plait down, this is when we start to grab some hair. So we've got a section here. Yeah. And then our middle finger is separating the 2 here and grabbing that piece to itself, and boom, I can let go of that one. So now, the first one you don't have to grab hair when you first get your fingers in position. But when you now trying to attach it to your scalp, that's when you start grabbing hair and making sure that your fingers are close to your head. I don't want to show you, like I said from the start, I don't want to show you how the beginner's way of doing it. I want to teach you good habits right from the beginning, so you're getting used to it from the start. So remember I said with your middle finger, you're going to grab the one being held by your thumb and pointer finger. You're going to do that, but once you're grabbing it, you're picking up some hair at the same time. A small amount of hair. I don't want you to start trying to grow like this and scoop out like you're scooping out some, I was gonna say something really disgusting, but yeah, just try and scoop it out. I mean, don't try and scoop it out, sorry, you're getting small amount, you're just literally just doing that motion. So you're getting a small amount of hair and bringing it in. You're separating it, getting a small amount of hair and bringing it in. Pinch your middle fingers, getting the one that your index finger and thumb are holding, but you're taking a small amount of hair from the outside in. And again, small amount of hair, small, let me try and turn to the side, small amount of hair in this side, small, we're bringing it, and now I can let go. The hand that's being stolen from can now be free. So now I'm about to steal from the right hand side. I steal from the right hand side. Now my right hand is free. I can stop, I can check my phone, I'm good. You keep going to the end of the plait, making sure that your hair does not get knotted up. Another good reason for removing your hand is so that you can run through to make sure there's no knots. Once you're taking out your hair, make sure that it's all detangled at the end. Otherwise you're going to deal with a whole clump of hair loss. And then you go to the end of wherever you've sectioned it off. So now I've reached the end, as you can see, and you can either just continue the plait up, or what I tend to do is I start and then I like flip it to where I feel most comfortable, and then I just keep going with my plait all the way down. And there we have it. Alright guys, that's the end of my tutorial. If you have got any questions, then please leave them down below. Either I or one of my very helpful subscribers will comment and answer your questions for you. Like I said, I'm going to be having part 2 and part 3 that's going to show you how to do different parts of your hair. But once you get this down, I guarantee you everything else just becomes a whole lot easier. If you haven't already, make sure you watch the video where I show you how to cornrow other people's hair. And yeah, hope to see you guys soon. Peace, love, and